One of the things I looked at in a post up for this morning was kind of the top big name free agents that are still available, because there's some guys that are still out there, and Dominican Sue, Adrian
Yeah.
Peterson, even going further down, guys like Johnny Manziel. The
hmm
Patriots still have a little bit of cap space. If they do end up signing a guy that most people have heard of, who do you think it would be?
Kenny Vaccaro's out there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe him because I don't know. They don't really need him though. That's the thing. Like he's a player that I think they would use very well. I think that Belichick would love to have him, but they don't necessarily need him. They're pretty set at safeties. They have two great free safeties. They extend Chung at strong safety. They don't really have a good backup for Chung, but Vaccaro's not going to come in that role unless you're going to play a defense where you're playing four safeties often, which they didn't really do besides in the Super Bowl when they got torched. So I don't know. He was the name that it's probably not going to happen just because of what the roster is, but he was the name that I looked at and said, oh, the Patriots probably would love that guy. I doubt that will happen though. And Adamakin too, I'm sure they would love him too, but it seems from reading some of the reports about him, he's looking to really maximize what he can earn. And I don't think he's going to do that in New England. So personally, I think they're pretty much done. The big name guys, I don't think they're going to be in the mix for at all. You mentioned like Adrian Peterson he's not going to bring anything to them. They're set at running back. They signed a much younger guy in Jeremy Hill. So you can throw out a few more names, I guess. But of the names you mentioned, I don't really see any of them coming to New England.
Yeah, the easy answer would be James Harrison, but he doesn't really count because he would be a re-sign. The guys that I thought had a real chance was there's a few big name tight ends that like if they could end up going for cheap. Like I think Antonio Gates is going back to the Chargers, but if something went disastrously wrong there, they could give like one of those Junior Seau type contracts to him, or they could do a similar thing. Yeah, and Julius Thomas, like he's been kind of a wreck since leaving the Broncos, so I don't know how much money he's going to get. So if they want to roll the dice and if he wanted a chance to play with a winner, and like for a 1 year show me deal, that could be a situation that worked. And the name that I actually kind of like the most and like probably wouldn't happen is Ben Watson, who's still around. He caught like 50 passes for 500 yards last year. He's been around forever.
Right.
And the Patriots need a veteran tight end who can block. Like he's a great option. He started his career in New England, and it'd be kind of cool to bring him back.
He's been super productive into his mid-30s, late 30s. He's been great. Has overcome a bunch of injuries too. I do agree with you. Julius Thomas is an interesting one that I hadn't given much thought to prior to you saying that. But he's a good receiver. He gives you nothing as a blocker, but that's fine. I think if the Patriots can maximize his strengths and play some two tight end sets with him and Gronk, assuming Gronk comes back, that could be an interesting fit if he is willing to do a 1 year, $3 million deal or whatever, and then get back out on the market. Because he's actually made a good amount of money because he signed a pretty massive contract with Jacksonville after he left Denver. And as you said, he's done absolutely nothing. He was, I don't want to call him a product of the system because I think athletically he's very talented as a receiver, but he's pretty one-dimensional at tight end, and he's not a guy who really should have been paid what he was by Jacksonville. So that would be an interesting fit, though. Of the names you mentioned, I like Julius Thomas the most.